Saving money makes no sense. Why would you save money when the government is printing money? If you save money in a bank account, you're essentially losing money. But you already know this. The mistake you're making is not that you're saving money in a bank account, but that you're investing it. I remember when I was in college, everybody used to love talking about how I've bought this fixed deposit, this mutual fund, gold, ETFs, Bitcoin, and all that nonsense. So, in this video, I'm going to tell you the complete guide as to how I would spend my money, or how I currently spend my money from stage 1 to stage 3, at what point you have to actually start investing, and at what point you actually create a diversified portfolio. The first thing you buy when you make money is your time. Now, a lot of us will work jobs where we're basically selling our time. A lot of us will work jobs, especially in the start of our careers, where we're selling our time for money. They're giving us 20,000 rupees for working 8 hours a day, right? And soon you will realize that if you can make the same amount of money in less time, you can work double as much and make double the amount of money. Everybody has 24 hours in a day. Elon Musk 24 hours in a day is so much more valuable than your 24 hours in a day. Why is that? Because of how leveraged his time is. So the first thing you want to buy back is your time. If you're spending any time on nonsense such as cooking your own food, stop doing that. Spending any time on nonsense that you don't want to do, such as cleaning your room, don't do that. Get somebody else to do it. You'd rather invest money in that than try to save money by putting it in mutual funds or stocks. Now that you've bought your time, now buying time is not that difficult because these things are not really that expensive, especially in India. The next thing you want to buy is skills. Think of it this way. If I can spend 20,000 rupees and learn a new programming language and become good at it such that my job pays me an extra 30,000 rupees a month for the rest of my life, isn't that a much higher return than this 20,000 rupees becoming 2 lakh rupees after 6 years? So why wouldn't you invest on skills? And now you might say, hey, I can learn this skill for free. Why would I put money for it? Yes, you're right. And that's a very Indian mindset. And I don't agree with it at all. When you're paying for speed and you're paying for retention. You're not paying for the actual skill. Learning any skill is possible on YouTube, and you and I already know that. What you're paying for is the fact that you will learn the skill in a smaller time frame, and for the fact that once you learn this skill, you will actually retain it. Next step, and stage 3, is investing in ultra high risk assets. So now you have already put a large amount of money into saving your time, you've put some money into buying skills, and now you still have some money left over. Of course, you're not going to leave it in a bank account because you're smarter than that. So what I would do is I would invest this money in ultra high risk investments. When I say ultra high risk, I don't mean shitcoin, Ponzi schemes and Dogecoin and stuff like that. What I mean is ultra high risk investments that you feel have a possibility of existing after 10 years. If you feel that coins such as Dogecoin can exist after 10 years, then, and you believe that with certainty, then my friend, you should not watch this channel anyways. But let's say I believe that Bitcoin will exist after 30, 40, 50 years, and I decide to put my money, 100% of it, into Bitcoin. Even if I lose this money, even if I don't make any money out of this investment, I have still taken risk, and it still will not kill me. The fact that I've already spent money on these 3 things, because I've invested in skills, my money is going up and up. And if I lose some small amount of money because of Bitcoin, I'm okay with that. Now, let's say you make even more money where the amount of money that you're investing in ultra high risk is still small. What I would invest on next is gifts. Whenever you go to meet a person, and this does not apply to first dates, whenever you go to meet a person from a professional setting, I would definitely invest in gifts. And this is something that I've seen definitely start compounding my life. And this is something I've seen that definitely takes me to the next level. Whenever I meet someone in a professional setting, or sometimes even in a friendly setting, I definitely buy them a gift. Now, the gift doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to be thoughtful. And the gift has to make the person feel nice. And what I've seen is the more that you give, the more that you get. Great. Now you've reached a point, you've bought your time back, you've bought skills, you've put some money in ultra high risk, and you've bought gifts. What is the next thing you do? The next thing you do is charity. Now, I'm not telling you to go online and donate to one of those charities. They're all scams, and they take like 50% of the money for themselves. I believe in local charity. Now, I don't think I have ever donated to an online charity. I can't remember off the top of my head. But what I would do is I would feed the poor kids who live right next to me. Doing this is essentially the point where a lot of people will think I'm deluded, and the logical guys will say I don't make sense. But I truly believe that this always comes back. And I'm not saying invest more than 5 to 10% of your money in charity. Probably even 5% is a lot. But as long as you're doing some basic amounts of charity where you're giving people food, giving people life, it's definitely going to compound. And next, the last thing that you invest on, and I know this is what you're waiting for, is your diversified portfolio. If you've already bought your time, if you've already bought skills, if you've already invested in high risk assets, if you've already bought gifts for everyone, if you've already putting some money into charity, the next thing that you do is diversify your portfolio. Now, how to diversify your portfolio? There are enough clowns on YouTube who are going to tell you how to do that. Most of them have no idea what they're talking about, but some of them really do. You create the whole pyramid where essentially there are the top assets. You put like small amount of money in like a very high risk, which you've already done, and then you start taking more risk and start diversifying. But what next? What happens after you have more money than a diversified portfolio can hold? At this point of time, your goal is not to multiply your money. Your goal is to ensure that you don't lose your money. At this point of time, you have to start sending your money to different countries of the world. At this point of time, you have to start opening bank accounts in different parts of the world. You have to start getting new passports. You have to start getting new residencies in different parts of the world. Now, I have not reached this point yet in my career, but I know some people who have, and honestly, that is the goal that I have for my life, right? Where essentially I have so much more money than I can invest in anything, and my fear or my problems in life basically become on how to make sure that I don't lose this money. It's very common that you put all your money in a bank account and the bank account freezes your money or it defaults, right? And the reason why you and I don't think it's common is because it's not happened to any of us, but most people in the high net worth circles have seen this happening to them. This video was a bit different. The last part especially was a taste. I just wanted to tell you some observations that I've seen. I definitely don't have experience in sending my money to different parts of the world or having multiple passports. If you like this video, please let me know in the comments below, and I would really appreciate your feedback. And honestly, if you think I'm wrong about this investment strategy, please let me know that as well. I know a lot of the finance bros have different investment strategies, but I think it applies to them because they are trying to make a career in finance.